So here's a question I'm asked over and over by music students of mine, by parents of music students of mine, by people who aren't even my students, but who want to know. And the question is, how much time should I spend practicing my saxophone? That's a great question. It's a great question. Almost everybody, in the past has said, 30 minutes. You should practice for half an hour. Well, who came up with 30 minutes? Who came up with a 30-minute rule? I don't know. If you know, why don't you email me the answer at my email address? Of course, email me at my email address. That makes good sense. davegoodsax@gmail.com. davegoodsax@gmail.com. 30 minutes, in fact, can actually hurt you. It can actually make you a worse saxophone player. You're like, what? Yeah, let me explain how that works. So you set up shop and you set up 30 minutes a day, and perhaps your parents are there with a stop, whatever it is, you're doing your 30 minutes a day. That becomes less about quality practicing and more about the time. So you put in the time. Maybe you set a little timer, you look at the clock, you do whatever you do, and you say, when 30 minutes is up, I'm done. I've practiced today. I put my 30 minutes in. Now the question is, did you get better? Maybe not, because maybe that wasn't your focus. Maybe your focus was spending that 30-minute chunk of time that we arbitrarily have no clue why it was assigned or who decided 30 minutes. Lessons are 30 minutes. I mean, 30 minutes, I don't know where that came from. It boggles the mind. But anyway, how much time should you practice depends on where you are in your life calendar. And that's kind of what I want you to think about for a minute here. How much time should you practice? And I'm going to give you the answer at the end of that, I promise. That's a trick. I mean, you have to watch the whole video, right? But if you're a 10-year-old and you're just starting out learning your Charlie Parker heads, right? You have a whole different set of time constraints. You have a whole different 10-year-olds are actually pretty busy. Right? There's a lot of things going on in a 10-year-old. But if you're coming back to the saxophone, say, you're in your late 30s or in your 40s or 50s. I have students that are in the 70s. You have different demands on your time as well. So let's take a look at your calendar, your life calendar. How old are you? Where are you? And answer the sub-question to that is, where do you want to go with your saxophone? What do you want to do with your saxophone? Do you have, for example, are you in school right now? You got a jury coming up. Well, you gotta double down. Are you going to join a band and they're going to audition you? Well, you gotta double down, right? Do you have to learn 5 new songs for a gig tonight? Well, you know the answer to that one too. But otherwise, just in general, just to, move around on the horn, just to learn the horn, and just to reach your personal goals, how much time should your child or you be putting in every day to practice? Every day? Yeah, I said every day. That's the ideal, right? Sometimes it's every other day. But still, how much time should you be putting into practice? And the answer is, as much as you can. Play as much as you can. Play as often as you can. Now, what I'm doing, instead of having a chunk of time, like this, just this one sort of, piece of time allotted during the day, I'm playing all through the day. My horn is out. It's on a stand. Exhibit A, Your Honor, is right here. I keep it handy the whole time. So it's easy to go pick it up and play. I practice for 10 minutes. I can play a song. I can do some arpeggios. I can do whatever I need to do. I can play for 10 minutes, put it down, go do something else. I come back, pick it up, play for another 20 minutes, and put it down, go do something else. And I can do this throughout my day, right? Maybe you can't do that because you got to report, somewhere to a job, but you can kind of see where you can work that around. That's a schedule that you can kind of live with, right? So that's another way to think about practicing. Instead of, I got to go home and practice for an hour. No, maybe just go home and play for a few minutes, do something else, play for a few more minutes, do something else, and get back to me. Let me know how this works for you. It's really working well for me because by the end of the day, I'm getting a lot more time in playing my horn than I would have, and I get to stay in the music all day long. Is that a beautiful thing or not? All right. davegoodsax@gmail.com if you have any questions, you have any comments, you're looking for lessons, we can do lessons online. or lessons here in my La Mesa studio. If you got anything out of this, please hit that love button. Subscribe if you like these style of mini masterclass. Just you and me. That's all that matters, right? All right. And pick up your horn and just play as much as you can. That's exactly how much time you should spend practicing. Have a great day.